Welcome back to the weekend with Anthony Opperin. Just got through talking a little Alabama and LSU and like to keep things on campus, but do so by bringing it a little bit closer to home. Trying to kick off the show in style this week, and I think we found the right guy to help out with that. Happy to welcome into the weekend head coach of VCU men's basketball program, Shaka Smart. Shaka, thank you so much for taking the time.
No problem.
You know, anybody who's seen that Puritan Cleaners ad featuring you, I think, knows that we may have found the right guy in terms of style. You look really good in those ads, I got to say. Is there a particular spot that you do your suit shopping, or is this something that you just kind of collected over the course of the years?
I haven't actually seen the ad, so I'll take your word for it. But, yeah, I get my suits from Beecroft and Bull. There's a gentleman over there, Tom Tatum, that does a phenomenal job, and I wear what he tells me to wear. And that's because when I got the job here in Norwood, Teague, my boss, our athletic director, said, "You're going to wear what Tom Tatum tells you to wear." So I just try to follow directions.
Well, Tom's doing a great job for you. How fast did this past summer go by? I mean, obviously with the run of the Final Four, that was an extra month. That's a very good thing, but I got to imagine that it probably ate away a little bit at the summer and made basketball season come back around very quickly.
It did, but it always goes fast. You know, it goes fast, whether you make a run like we did or you don't. And as a basketball coach, it's a 12-month-a-year job, and people always ask, well, what do you do in the off-season? The off-season sometimes is busier than the regular season because there's just so many extra demands on your time that, during the season it's easy to say no to because you're focused on your team. But now, when you add in recruiting, what you're doing with your players in the off-season, with all those other demands, it's really busy.
Getting joined by VCU men's basketball coach Shaka Smart. And, Coach, I brought up the Puritan Cleaners ad, but, you've really been all over the city of Richmond since the Final Four run. I know you're very focused on your job as a basketball coach, but you've kind of become almost an unofficial ambassador to the university and kind of a representative of the university. Has that changed any?
Well, I think all of us are ambassadors of the university. Anyone that works at VCU or goes to VCU is representing the school. And the great thing about this university is there's so many people that take pride in what we do here, not just on the basketball floor, but academically, in other sports, and on campus. So, basketball is a very visible sport here at VCU, and we know that what that means is we got to do a great job representing the school and bringing pride to it.
There was an article last month in Richmond Magazine kind of detailing you and your upbringing, and I thought one of the most interesting things that I took from that article was you as a student athlete, graduating magna cum laude from Kenyon with a degree in history and an emphasis in race and in the Great Migration. How much do you enjoy being in an academic setting, especially for a guy who obviously took a lot of pride in his academics as a student athlete?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed actually the developmental piece for our guys and the understanding that it's a holistic development. It's as a student, it's as a person, and in our case, it's as a basketball player. And all those things are related. If you just focus on the basketball part, then I think you're doing the guys a disservice. So it's good to be in an educational setting. Everyone says, well, if you go to the NBA, it's just basketball, and you're focused on 24 hours a day. Those guys get to focus on basketball, and obviously there's an intrigue for those guys in that. But for me, I really enjoy being at a university and helping young guys grow.
Talking with VCU men's basketball coach Shaka Smart here on the weekend with Anthony Opperman. And Shaka, it was well chronicled this offseason that you had opportunities to go elsewhere, but you chose to stay here at VCU and continue to build upon what you've established the previous 2 years. Just talk about what you and your wife really enjoy about the city of Richmond, the places you guys enjoy being in the city.
Well, the first thing we enjoy is the people. There's great people here in Richmond, both obviously at VCU and also in the community of Richmond. So being around those individuals is really what makes the place. In terms of what we enjoy here, first and foremost, we enjoy VCU basketball. We love being at the Siegel Center for games, and we love everything that surrounds the program. Our fans are terrific, the students, the way that they support our team, and not just during the season, but all year long. VCU basketball is a big deal around here, and as a coach, that's the type of place you want to be.
Coach, before I let you go, next week you guys are going to open up here at home against St. Francis, and prior to that game, the Final Four banner is going to be unveiled. Just talk about what you think your emotions might be when you see that and experience that moment.
Well, my emotions are going to be focused on the game. It'll be a little bit different for me and the team than it will be for probably fans or administrators or some members of last year's team that have graduated that are at the game. I'll be really locked in on St. Francis, but certainly with the banner being unveiled, I think for everyone at VCU, it is a moment to reflect and appreciate what happened last year and everybody that made it happen. And there's a lot of people that went into making the Final Four. It goes beyond players and coaches. It goes, beyond everyone in our program, all the way to our fans and to the people at the university that supported us. And the great thing about Friday is we'll all be able to share in that moment, at least for a minute or two before the ball gets tipped off.
It's a great environment at the exhibition game against Cal, Pennsylvania. I can only imagine what this place is going to be like once Friday rolls around and St. Francis comes at its time to tip off. Shaka, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on all the success the previous 2 years. Really looking forward to seeing how this thing continues to build and grow. No doubt it's going to be great.
Thanks so much.
The Weekend with Anthony Opperman continues next on Sports Radio 910.